What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at why is the Netherlands disappearing underwater. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, the Netherlands had a history with water problems. Like, the land of Netherlands is like underwater, like literally underwater, but they did some things about it. They built some stuff and they actually fixed that problem, which is quite impressive. But let's see this video about why it's disappearing underwater, guys. Don't forget, subscribing will really help. Like the video is what really helps. Without further ado, let's get on with it, guys. See what we got.
Did you know that most of the Netherlands is actually below sea level? The Dutch have spent centuries building large-scale sea defenses to push back water and protect themselves against disasters. They've managed to reclaim almost 20% of their land from the sea and lakes. Here's how they did it. The Netherlands is often associated with polders. Polders are low-lying areas of land that were reclaimed through the building of dikes, drainage canals, and pumping stations. To create a polder, the Dutch first needed to build a dike around a section of water. Then they used windmills to pump water out of
guys, literally imagine, this took years for the Netherlands to figure this stuff out so they can actually fix this problem they had. And they actually managed to do it, you know, so it's really, really impressive.
Lowlands and back into the rivers so the land could be farmed. Today, there are more than 3,000 polders nationwide. That accounts for about half the country's land area. The polders, dikes, and windmills were mostly a success. But after severe flooding in 1916, the Dutch began work on the Afsluitdijk to protect low-lying areas and wall off the Zeewiederzee from the sea. The seawall was one of the largest engineering feats of its time, spanning 20 miles. In 4 locations on the mouth of the Zeewiederzee, material was deposited onto the seafloor until it broke through the surface. Rocks strengthened the dike, and a combination of sand and clay was used to raise it to its final height of 23 feet above sea level. It was then topped off by sand and clay and held together by grass to make this causeway and one of Europe's largest lakes. Shipping locks and discharge sluices were built at both ends of the dike. As the Zeewiederzee was fed by freshwater rivers and streams, salt water was discharged into the sea, and eventually the Zeewiederzee became the IJsselmeer, a shallow freshwater lake. At the same time, the new province of Flevoland was reclaimed from the water. The Afsluitdijk is credited with saving parts of the country during a devastating flood in 1953 that killed more than 1,800 people. But radical change was still needed. This led to the Delta Works, a series of dams, sluices, locks, dikes, levees, and storm surge barriers.
So much
have been
work
declared
put
one of
into
the
this.
7 wonders of the modern world by the American Society of Civil Engineers. They also cost the country $5 billion. After a series of floods in 1993 and 1995, the country was forced to think beyond barriers and canals for water management. Instead, they invested $2.7 billion in the Room for the River project. The goal was to control flooding by working with the water, as opposed to against it. In the Waspark Uijen Wansum project, for example, a closed-off tributary was reopened to mimic natural floodplains, absorbing water from the nearby river and ensuring it didn't overflow. Reservoirs like this are called catchment areas and often double as wildlife preserves. Without all of these innovative techniques, it's estimated that about 65% of the Netherlands would currently be underwater at high tide.
Bro, 65%, that is a crazy number. That is more than half the country underwater. Just imagine, guys. Imagine. Insane.
As sea levels continue to rise and hit all-time highs, there's been an increase in the number of severe storms, leaving seawalls like the Afsluitdijk in need of strengthening. To reduce the use of materials and costs, engineers came up with a simple solution. They'll strengthen the seawall by adding a layer of reinforced blocks along the barrier, which takes 35% less concrete to produce than normal concrete blocks. They'll build new pumps that operate with very low energy consumption and are fish-friendly. Solar panels will compensate for the energy used, resulting in an energy-neutral dike. Of course, the Netherlands isn't the only country combating rising sea levels. There's a lot we can learn from the techniques they've developed over the centuries. After all, the Dutch have a saying that goes, God created the world, but the Dutch created the Netherlands.
Wow. That is insane, man. Insane stuff right there. Like, the things the Dutch have, like, the history and all that stuff, trying to find a solution. And they did find solutions to fix this stuff. It's just mind-blowing, guys. Unbelievable. Let me know, guys, your thoughts on this in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget, guys, smash the like button. It really helps out. And I guess that's it for today's video. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Truly appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace out.